How to have a good time playing Hello, I Love You by The Doors. I'm addressing it this way because this arrangement is for minimum nitpickiness and maximum fun, and also from the approach of, hey Ryan, you've got a gig, or whatever your name is, Trevor, you've got a gig in 1 hour and they want you to play The Doors. Here we go. I'm doing the intro riff. This is like Guitar Zen fingers dumb. Here we go. E string 5th fret and D string 7th fret. That's an octave. That's 2 A notes. Then I'm going to do 2 G notes. Now I'm going to hit the open A string, which allows me to slide from 5 to 7 on the A string with my ring finger, back down to 5, and then here's a fun one. It's going to be 2, 3, 2 open on the A string with 1 pluck. 4 notes, 1 pluck. So pluck, hammer on, pull off. And the last note is the E string 2nd fret. And you can even slide from 2 to 5 to get it going again. That's fun. Did that E string 2nd fret, the F sharp note, did that surprise you? It surprised me when I heard it in the track. We expect to hear the 3rd fret. And when there's a difference between what we expect to hear and what's actually there, we will always favor what we expect to hear. But let me tell you why it isn't not the F sharp note. Or rather, why it's allowed to be the F sharp note. The chord progression that this riff is implying, meaning what the rhythm guitar player would be playing if there was a rhythm guitar player, is A, G, C, and A. Now those chords don't belong together in any key, so it's more helpful to look into what 2 keys is this chord progression straddling. G and C are the 1 and the 4 chord of the key of G. G and A are the 4 and the 5 chord of the key of D. So even though there's no D chord in this progression is straddling the key of G and the key of D. And if we look at the G major scale, which is the scale that everything about the key of G is made of, it's G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. So if this song were in G, the F sharp would be okay. And if we look at the D major scale, D, E, F sharp, it's the 3rd note of the D major scale. So regardless of which key you're in that moment when you're doing the straddling, the F sharp note is okay. The G note would have been okay too. It's the F sharp note. By the way, I was so surprised when I heard that F sharp note in the track that I went to look at a bunch of tabs to see what the rest of the world thinks. And I found that nobody knows that it's the F sharp note. Maybe you do already, but nobody in any tab I looked at did. That's why I don't use tabs. Friends don't let friends use tabs. I digress. When the singing starts, if you want to keep doing the riff, there's a small difference in the riff. It's going to be... So your A octave, but then it goes G, G, D, G, E string 3rd fret, A string 5th fret, back to the E string 3rd fret before you go. But I'm probably singing at this gig that Trevor and I have in an hour. He lost his voice. He was at a Taylor Swift concert last night. So I'm going to play the chords, which, as I said, are A, G, C, A. But I want to make it a little bit fancier. So I'm going to hit 1 short A chord, staccato, and then 1 A chord again, but I'm going to cut it off with the G note on the E string 3rd fret. And that gives me time to make my G chord. C, C, A, and I'm going to give it one of these. E string, tiny bend. Makes it quite a bit more fun. And now we've covered the intro and the chorus. This is a chorus first song, like American Pie, and that just leaves the verse, which is A and G. After the big long pause towards the end of the middle of the song, there's a key change, and our A-G progression goes up 1/2 step to A sharp and G sharp. So you can do your bar chord here. Or there's a big pause. The Doors gave you all the time in the world to slap a capo on and play A and G. Just keep doing your thing. That's all there is to say about that. So go forth and have a good time playing Hello, I Love You, and most of all, trust your earballs. Thank you so much for being here. I hope that was fun and helpful, and I will see you next time with more stuff. Goodbye.